You may have heard the terms greenhouse gases and carbon emissions when referring to climate change and the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is one of the most common greenhouse gases that is emitted into the atmosphere from burning fossil fuels like coal, natural gas, and oil, and from agriculture. Humans have created a surplus of carbon, and it is causing harm to the environment. Too much carbon means that more heat is radiated back onto the Earth, causing the overall temperature to rise, harming life on Earth. So how can we begin to reduce the amount of carbon in the atmosphere and combat this harmful change? One method is called carbon sequestration. So what is carbon sequestration? It is the process of capturing and storing carbon dioxide that's in the atmosphere. There are two main types of carbon sequestration: biological and geological. Biological carbon sequestration is a method that utilizes nature to capture carbon, like vegetation in plants and forests, and even soil and the ocean too. Colder and more nutrient-rich parts of the ocean can collect more carbon. So ocean waters in the Arctic act as what are called carbon sinks, or places that absorb large amounts of carbon. As plants collect carbon through photosynthesis, the soil they are planted in can also absorb that carbon. Around 25% of the world's carbon is absorbed by the oceans, and about another 25% is absorbed by the world's forests. Another important player in biological carbon sequestration are mangroves, or shrubs and small trees that grow in coastal saltwater. In 2010, mangroves covered 53,000 square miles of coastline around the globe, particularly in the coasts of places like Indonesia, India, South America, Africa, and even Florida. Mangroves are considered blue carbon ecosystems because of these connections to water, as opposed to green carbon ecosystems like forests on land. Mangroves store carbon in the wood of their branches and are responsible for collecting up to 10 times more carbon than the average tropical rainforest. That's billions of metric tons of carbon. Not only do mangroves collect carbon and work to clean the atmosphere, they also serve as barriers for neighboring shorelines and are homes to many species, like manatees, herons, pelicans, turtles, lizards, and crocodiles, just to name a few. One of the largest threats to mangroves worldwide is deforestation for shrimp farming. Thousands of acres have been removed to make artificial ponds to house shrimp for the aquaculture industry. This continues to be a major environmental concern because if all mangroves in the world were cut down, they would be responsible for 10% of the world's carbon emissions. Things like tourism and runoff from coastal development are also a big threat to mangroves. Mangroves are really hard to replant due to their deep roots, so revitalizing mangroves is a huge priority. The loss of mangroves worldwide has recently slowed as conservation efforts have ramped up and greater monitoring of deforestation has been put into action. Thanks for watching. Be sure to visit namepa.net to learn more about the wetlands and different coastal habitats.